Main topic is human digestive system in detail. Today's lecture is related to the section D of this topic, which contains liver and pancreas. So we jump to our main section. Liver is second largest organ after the skin and is an accessory digestive gland which plays a role in the body's metabolism. The liver has many functions, some of which are important to digestion. Liver can detoxify various metabolites, synthesize proteins, and produce biochemicals needed for digestion. It regulates the storage of glycogen, which it can form from glucose in the process of glycogenesis. Liver can also synthesize glucose from certain amino acids. Its digestive functions are largely involved with the breaking down of carbohydrates. It also maintains protein metabolism in its synthesis and degradation. In lipid metabolism, it synthesizes cholesterol. Fats are also produced in the process of lipogenesis. Liver synthesizes the bulk of lipoproteins. The liver is located in the upper right quadrant of the abdomen and below the diaphragm, which it is attached at one part, the bare area of the liver mentioned in diagram. This is to the right of the stomach and it overlies the gallbladder. The liver synthesizes bile acids and lecithin to promote the digestion of fat. Bile produced by the liver is made up of water, which is 97%, bile salts, mucus and pigments, 1% fats and inorganic salts. Bilirubin is its major pigment. Bile acts partly as a surfactant which lowers the surface tension between either two liquids or a solid and a liquid and helps to emulsify the fats in the chyme. Food fat is dispersed by the action of bile into smaller units called micelles. The breaking down into micelles creates a much larger surface area for the pancreatic enzyme lipase to work on. Lipase digests the triglycerides, which are broken down into two fatty acids and a monoglyceride. These are then absorbed by villi on the intestinal wall. If fats are not absorbed in this way in the small intestine, problems can arise later in the large intestine, which is not equipped to absorb fats. Bile also helps in the absorption of vitamin K from the diet. Bile is collected and delivered through the common hepatic duct. This duct joins with the cystic duct to connect in a common bile duct with the gallbladder. Bile is stored in the gallbladder for release when food is discharged into the duodenum and also after a few hours. The gallbladder is a hollow part of the biliary tract that sits just beneath the liver, with the gallbladder body resting in a small depression. It is a small organ where the bile produced by the liver is stored before being released into the small intestine. Bile flows from the liver through the bile ducts and into the gallbladder for storage. The bile is released in response to CCK that are cholecystokinin, which is a peptide hormone released from the duodenum. The production of cholecystokinin by endocrine cells of the duodenum is stimulated by the presence of fat in the duodenum. It is divided into three sections: a fundus, body and neck. The neck tapers and connects to the biliary tract through the cystic duct, which then joins the common hepatic duct to form the common bile duct. At this junction is a mucosal fold called Hartmann's pouch, where gallstones commonly get stuck. The muscular layer of the body is of smooth muscle tissue that helps the gallbladder contract. So that it can discharge its bile into the bile duct. The gallbladder needs to store bile in a natural semi-liquid form at all times. Hydrogen ions secreted from the inner lining of gallbladder keep the bile acidic enough to prevent hardening. To dilute the bile, water and electrolytes from the digestion systems are added. Also, salts attach themselves to cholesterol molecules in the bile to keep them from crystallizing. If there is too much cholesterol or bilirubin in the bile, or if the gallbladder doesn't empty properly, the systems can fail. This is how gallstones form when a small piece of calcium gets coated with either cholesterol or bilirubin, and the bile crystallizes and forms a gallstone as shown in diagram. The main purpose of gallbladder is to store and release bile or gall. Gall is released in the small intestine in order to help in the digestion of fats by breaking down larger molecules into smaller ones. After fat is absorbed, the bile is also absorbed and transported back to the liver for reuse. Next is pancreas. Pancreas is a major organ functioning as an accessory digestive gland in the digestive system. It is both an endocrine gland and an exocrine gland. The endocrine part secretes insulin when the blood sugar becomes high. Insulin moves glucose from the blood into the muscles and other tissues for use as energy, while the exocrine part releases glucagon when the blood sugar is low. Glucagon allows stored sugar to be broken down into glucose by the liver in order to rebalance the sugar levels. The pancreas produces and releases important digestive enzymes in the pancreatic juice that it delivers to the duodenum. The pancreas lies below and at the back of the stomach. It connects to the duodenum through the pancreatic duct, which it joins near to the bile ducts connection, where both the bile and pancreatic juice can act on the chyme that is released from the stomach into the duodenum. Aqueous pancreatic secretions from pancreatic duct cells. Aqueous pancreatic secretions from pancreatic duct cells contain bicarbonates, which are alkaline and help with the bile to neutralize the acidic chyme that is churned out by the stomach. The pancreas is also the main source of enzymes for the digestion of fats and proteins. Some of these are released in response to the production of CKK in the duodenum. The enzymes that digest polysaccharides, by contrast, are primarily produced by the walls of intestine. The cells are filled with secretory granules containing the precursor digestive enzymes. The major proteases, the pancreatic enzymes which work on proteins, are trypsinogen and chymotrypsinogen. Elastase is also produced. Smaller amount of lipase and amylase are secreted. The pancreas also secretes phospholipase A2, lysophospholipase, and cholesterol esterase. The precursor zymogens are inactive variants of the enzymes, which avoids the onset of pancreatitis caused by autodegradation. Once released in intestine, the enzyme enteropeptidase present in the intestinal mucosa activates trypsinogen, cleaving it to form trypsin. Further cleavage results is chymotrypsin. Lower Gastrointestinal tract is next section of this main topic. Terms related to today's lecture is Hartmann's pouch and glycogenesis, sought out by the students, and any question and topics can ask through comment section. Thank you.